Hey, it's Paul from howtoplaybassdotcom. Got a lesson here for you, third in our mini-series of Garry Tallent, Bruce Springsteen bass lines from the river. Today we're looking at a tune called Jackson Cage. I'm going to split the tune down into 4 sections: the intro, the verse, the chorus, and then there's a slightly, it's like a bridge, but it's the harmonica solo. There's a slight change in chord progression there, so you can take those 4 sections and then repeat them as necessary to play through the entire song. So before we get on to the lesson, don't forget, if you're not a member of my free monthly e-zine, hit the link to my website underneath this video. If you're watching on YouTube, head over to the website, find the subscribe page, enter your email address. In return for that, you'll get over the next few days 4 video and PDF lessons teaching various songs. The details are on the website. As I say, it's free, and there's a free monthly lesson as well. This month, it's currently May 2011, keeping with the Garry Tallent theme. We're going to do Hungry Heart, also from the river. So don't forget to do that, and let's head over to the actual lesson itself, and let's go and look at the intro. Okay, the intro is an 8-bar section. Play it through with the metronome as always, and then we'll talk through the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go, that's C sharp there that we landed on the first note of the verse. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. Starts out in C sharp. There are 3 long notes brought in by the drum fill. First one's C sharp, which you'll find at the 4th fret of the A string. Second long note lasts a bar, A, open A string. Third long note, E, open E string. Then you've got 4/8 notes, F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string. 4/8 notes, A, 5th fret of the E string, or you could use the open A string, and then we're kind of into the main kind of groove. And to start with, we just repeat for the 3 bars that we held with the long held notes. We just repeat those note locations with 8th notes. So C sharp first, 4th fret of the A string, A, open A string, open E string, and then in the last bar of the intro you've got that nice. And what you do is you get E, hit E at the 2nd fret of the D string, and you can either slide to F sharp or you can hammer to F sharp, whichever feels more comfortable to you. F sharp's the 4th fret of the D string. So you got that E to F sharp hammer, then back to E, 2nd fret of the D string, then to open A, then to B, 2nd fret of the A string, and then we're into the verse. Okay, the verse stroke pre-chorus is 16 bars in total, 8 bars the verse, 8 bars you could consider the pre-chorus, I guess. I'm going to play the 2 together, and then we'll talk through them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll do the first 8 bars first, which is the verse. It starts off in C sharp. In fact, the chords pretty much follow the sequence that we had for the intro. So the first bar, you've got C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and they're the 4th frets of the the A and the E strings respectively. Second bar's in A. So you've got A, 5th fret of the E string, open E string, A, and then up to E. So that's E and B, 2nd fret of the D and the A strings respectively. And And then the root notes of the last bar are F sharp and A, and what you play is F sharp, E, open A, open A, open A, B. So the rhythm for those 4 bars is and you should be able to get the note locations, pretty straightforward. The next 4 bars, again, repeated the chord movements, some slight variations though. That's the 5th bar, so it's C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, 4th frets of the A and E strings, remember. B, G sharp, B's the 2nd fret of the A string, G sharp's the 4th fret of the E string. Then the 6th bar of the verse is open A, not open A, the 5th fret of the E string, then open E, then 4 more 8th notes on that A, then up to E, and all those other notes from E are down to the B, the 5th of E, the lower 5th, E's the 2nd fret of the D string, B is the 2nd fret of the A string, and then the last bar, so you've got 2 8th notes on F sharp, 4th fret of the D string, 8th note on the and beat of beat 2, on E, 2nd fret of the D string, and then you've got, which is 2 open A's, E, and that F sharp again. And then we're into kind of the pre-chorus. The first 4 bars of the pre-chorus are this. So starts off on open A string, then you've got an E, 2nd fret of the D string, sorry. Then the 2nd bar of the pre-chorus section is B. Those last 2 notes are the octave B, the 4th fret of the G string, and F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string. 3rd bar is C. You have to slide up now, get some root notes. Then you've got that little melodic run, which is the octave of C, so C sharp, the root notes of 4th fret of the A string, and then you've got this, which is C sharp at the 6th fret of the G string, and B, the 4th fret of the G string. Then you've got to go down, and the first note of the 4th bar of the pre-chorus is the octave of A at the 2nd fret of the G string, and then you've got 2 open A strings, then you've got E and F sharp again, 2nd and 4th frets of the D string. Listen to either of the little playthroughs that I did to get the rhythms. Then the next 4 bar of the pre-chorus, I'll play through the 4 bar pattern. So you can get the rhythm. First bar of, or the 5th bar rather, of the pre-chorus, open A at the 2nd fret of the G string, E, the 2nd fret of the D string, to B, 2nd fret of the A string, and then, which is F sharp, 4th fret, E, 2nd fret of the D strings, back to A. You've got that run down. So you've got 2 open A's, then you've got octave A, 2nd fret of the G string, F sharp, 4th fret of the D string, E, 2nd fret of the D string, D sharp, 1st fret of the D string, and then the last bar is B, B, C sharp, D sharp, B, B, 2nd fret of the A string, C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, D sharp, 1st fret of the D string, of course. Okay, and then that leads us to there, the next note, which is the first note of the chorus, which is E. So let's go look at the chorus. The chorus is a 13-bar section. It's really like a 12-bar chorus with a bar on the end tag to lead us to the first chord of the verse. Play through the chorus, we'll talk through the notes. 3, 4. So the chorus starts on E, 2nd fret of the D string. So that first bar is E, E, B, F sharp, E. E's the 2nd fret of the D string, as I said. B's the 2nd fret of the A string. F sharp and E, 4th and 2nd frets of the D string. Then you need to move up to C sharp here at the 4th fret of the A string. And so that pattern is 2 C sharps, 2 G sharps, 4th fret of the E string, C sharp again, and then D sharp at the 6th fret of the A string. Then you're down to a G sharp, and that 3rd bar of the chorus is G sharp, 4th frets of the E string, D sharp, 6th fret of the A string, F sharp, the 4th fret of the D string, back to D sharp at the 6th fret of the A string, and then the 4th bar is 2 low G sharps at the 4th fret of the E string, and then you're jumping to the octave, and that 8th note run down is 2 G sharps, 6th fret of the D string, F sharp at the 4th fret, and D sharp at the 6th fret of the A string. Then we've got a 2-bar pattern that repeats. That pattern is open A, E, so you've got E at the 2nd fret, and then you go down to B at the 2nd fret, the 2nd fret of the D string for E, down to B at the 2nd fret of the A string. And that note you go up to is C sharp, the 4th fret of the A string, back to B, and then repeat that pattern. And then the last kind of 4 bars of the chorus, back down to the open A string. And that last bar there was the tag bar. So those 4 bars, open A, you've got 2 16th notes on the last and of beat 4 are of C sharp, 4th fret. Then you've got a long C sharp, then you back down to the open A. You've got a passing note there on the last beat of, or the last 8th note rather, of the 10th bar. And then you're up to B. That passing note obviously is the 1st fret of the A string. Then you're up to B at the 2nd fret. And the note that's different there is C sharp, obviously the 4th fret of the A string. And then if you listen to the original, you hear this is with the drums. You've got E, B, G sharp, F sharp. E's the 2nd fret of the D string. B is the 2nd fret of the A string, G sharp and F sharp, 4th and 2nd frets respectively of the E string, and then you've got this tag bar which is just B, 2nd fret of the A string. So that will take you to verse 2.